Hey everyone, this is Gherky with Axis Network. So we're bringing you a video today that is part of our Pass or Play segment. What we do is we'll make a first impressions for a game, and if that game does well enough and gets enough, garners enough attention, we'll go through and we'll play the game and unlock as much of the content as possible, attempting to make it as close to or to end game, so we can give you a more in-depth look at what the game has to offer. And let me tell you something, Outerplane is absolute fire. I believe we originally rated this game at a 7 or 7.5, and I will re-rate it at the end of the video. But let me tell you something, Smilegate keeps doing what they do best. This is, some people are calling this Epic 8 or Epic 7 2.0. It's very much inspired by Epic 7, as you'll see a lot of the art styles, the UI, some of the content in the game. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to explain, what the game has to offer, the different types of content, and some of the end game stuff. So first and foremost, this is a turn-based gacha game. It's mildly story-driven, though it's not as bad as some other games. So first, we're going to talk about the base real quick. The base is similar to Sanctuary. You complete content, you gain antimatter, and you can use the antimatter to upgrade portions of the base. The base is going to be an integral part of the game. So we have the expedition team, which is basically you send your units out to collect resources, gold, food, reforging equipment, black market, which is random items. The supply module is a store inside of your base. You can upgrade the amount of slots you have, the quality of items. Kate's Workshop is where you're going to craft your gear. There are three different boss stages in the gear dungeon. For normal gear, which is 4 pieces, you can have a 2 or 4 piece set, and then you have weapons and accessories. Weapons and accessories have their own basically passive skill they go along with them. You can, as you upgrade, you can go 1 star all the way up to 6 star, and I haven't unlocked this yet, but this is a guaranteed legendary piece. As of right now, it's a little on the expensive side. I believe it's around 800,000 gold for a normal piece of equipment, and for the weapon and accessory, I believe it's 1.2 million gold. It's a little on the high side, but anyone familiar with Epic 7, gear health is a thing. I don't think it's as bad here as it is in Epic 7, but I digress. The anti-particle generator is basically an item portion of the game. It passively collects rewards. You got your ether, which is premium currency, antimatter, which you use to upgrade your base, food, skip tickets, gold, and you can manage your facilities here. I'm sure if you go through here, it'll make you think of Sanctuary. So next, we're going to dive into the content. First, let me show you one of the heroes and what I'm talking about for the gear. So the gear, you have 4-piece set right here. I have a 4-piece attack set, which gives a total of 40%. And the weapon, as you can see, when performing an action, increases critical chance by 1% each time. Increases critical damage by 50% when applied with a debuff at the start of a turn. You have special gear, which are your talismans. They don't have the gems in the game yet, but this is more towards gaining chain points, which we'll get to in a minute, and your exclusive gear, which each unit has a piece of gear that is exclusive to just that unit, and it'll come with a stat for the unit, and then there's this increases speed proportional to missing health, which is the special ability. Again, gems aren't in the game. So for content, we have your typical story, which is adventure. It has normal mode, Currently, there's 10 episodes for normal and hard. At the very last boss of Hard 8. Arena is, I got my butt whooped. Arena is your typical arena. It's 4 versus 4. There are certain units that are kind of meta, like pretty much any other game. Valentine, which they have right there, which is the fastest unit in the game, grants an extra turn. Completely broken. I'm probably completely broken. Jesus. Yeah, that Valentine is just completely broken. Increases everybody's priority, which is their turn gauge. Increases crit damage, crit rate, grants an extra turn. She's just totally broken. But again, this is your standard arena. You do get gems as you advance in the ranks. It does get pretty high. Might start off with like 200 and go to 4, 6, 8. So your side story are basically chapters for the units. You can farm shards here. The starter units have their own banner, which you can farm shards, which allows you to increase the transcendence level. Increases your star level, which gives you additional CP boost and skills, or upgrade skills to your characters. Here's the meat of it. Bounty Hunter, Bandit Chase, and Upgrade Stone Retrieval. Obviously gold is what you're going to spend when you're performing most of your tasks. Your food is your experience for your units. The upgrade retrieval stones are what you use to basically limit break your units to allow them to gain higher levels. Tower, standard tower. I'm stuck on 65. Been stuck on here for a couple days. This is the starter team. These are the units you actually start the game with, but they're completely overpowered. See how it says 65,000 recommended CP. This unit alone is 71,000. These are 33,000 a piece here. Anyway, tower was a lot of fun. There's going to be walls. I'm stuck there. You can get Sigma, which is one of the two special characters, Sigma and Stella, or Stellar. Stella. By completing it, as you can see, the tower resets in 17 hours, so we'll be able to go through and get all of these resources again, minus the pieces. Here's your gear dungeon. So you have, fire, water, and earth. Each dungeon drops different sets of armor, respectively. This one, the Masterless Guardian, will drop attack, crit chance, evasion, effectiveness. You get it. There's 3 of them. There's 10 stages in each. Obviously, the higher you go, the better rewards. Special request identification. This is where you're going to get your weapons and accessories. Now this is actually the fun part. This is your kind of like your roguelike adventure mode. You go in, you walk on tiles. Usually there's puzzle or something. I'm stuck on this boss. I was just trying to upgrade my units a little bit. Then you have these reset every 3 days. The Infinite Corridor. Higher difficulty, higher reward. As you can see, a bunch of legendary stuff here. Listen, the graphics in this game are absolutely phenomenal. It's basically a 3D version of Epic 7. And it's absolute tons of fun. There are guilds in here, and currently there are guild bosses over here on the guild board. One for each of the 3 basic elements. There is a guild raid feature that I'm not sure if it's in development, but it hasn't been released yet. This is the SEA version. We're looking at hopefully global launch next month in May. Monolith, you can upgrade the various upgrades for your guild that your guild leader can do. this raises the amount of members, gold cost reduction for crafting, your typical standard. So this game is an absolute ton of fun. The only negative that I really see with the game is the fact that the one particular unit, I do believe, I am not someone that talks about nerfing units often, but the unit Valentine is absolutely broken in PvP, and as of right now, the reroll guide is basically you rerolling for her. I do hope they adjust her a little bit for launch, make her a little bit more, make it a little more fair. There shouldn't be one unit in any game that completely dominates all modes. Josh, the one, and I are currently working on a master spreadsheet, which we will put in the description below. Josh has done most of the work, but we're trying to get all the information for the community together. So there's like basically a one-stop shop for everything Outerplane. We are working on a tier list. We've been working on the tier list for probably since maybe about day 3, so about 8 or 9 days. We're not going to just throw random ratings up there. We're playing the units. We're going very much in great detail with their skill kits, viability for different content, and we will have that tier list in the master spreadsheet up sometime within the next day or two of this video. So overall, I would probably up my rating of this game from I believe it was 7.5 in the first impressions. I'm giving it an 8.5 right now. Again, the game is a ton of fun. The gear hell that you went through with Epic 7 is not nearly as bad here. You can go farm 20 runs and get 3 or 4 usable pieces of gear. You're not going to do 50 runs and get 1 usable piece. There are some standard walls, progression walls during story. I forgot what it was. I want to say it was like 311, 611. It's typical for games like this. You have to increase the difficulty, make people farm, increase their units, and so on. But again, this game is absolutely fantastic. I think that personally, I think this game should have dropped for global before Star Rail, just because Star Rail is basically going to be eating up a good portion of the turn-based market right now, and even with the success of Epic 7, you can't really fight the success of Genshin Impact. Different genre, but same company, and I think that they should have released it globally a little bit sooner to get their player base foundation set. It'd be easier to build a foundation than take players from another game that is probably going to be the biggest release this year. Anyway, please like, comment, and subscribe. Again, you can follow us on YouTube, Twitter, come to the Discord, engage in discussions. Josh and I are fairly active in the Outerplane Discord, answering questions and talking to people. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to send us a private message. But we'll see you in the Discord, and I hope this video will make you decide to try the game. Peace.